Hello, everyone. If you remember me, Nick O'Brien, and I haven't been here in a while, but I'm back. And I'm here to let the Lord speak through me. Hopefully, we're just gonna talk about God's presence in our life right now. So start a prayer. In your Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Come, Holy Spirit. Come, Lord Jesus Christ. Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for the gifts you've poured out, for the ups and the downs, the challenges you have set in front of us. Lord, I just ask that we may be yours, and we may always give ourselves to you completely, just as you gave yourself completely on the cross. Amen. In your Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Excuse me, I have the hiccups, but we're just going to power through it. Maybe a wire help. So like I said, we're going to talk about God being with us. I think a lot of times it's easy for us to know and easiest to remember and easiest to, know it in our head and know it in our heart. But I found it's not always as easy as we'd like it to be. It's not always as easy as we think it might be. Especially in times of darkness, I think a lot of us can forget that God's with us and kind of lead to despair, lead to sadness, or just if we feel like God's not with us and God's not close to us, a lot of times I'll notice like we can back up from God, even though He's still there. A good example is Mother Teresa. A good example of how to act is Mother Teresa is when she was in the dark night of the soul, as they call it, for like 40 years, and she was in deep sadness. She didn't feel the Lord in prayer. It was a tough time for her, but she pushed through it knowing that the Lord was actually truly there. She came out to be a wonderful saint. She came out to have an intimate relationship with the Lord. A lot of times we can act the opposite way. For example, we stop feeling the Lord in prayer. We stop feeling consolation. We stop feeling joy come out of that time of prayer. And ultimately, that's not what it's about. But a lot of times we kind of need that, and it's part of the growth process. But a lot of people will back up. They'll go from praying for an hour a day to praying to 30 minutes to praying to 20 minutes. And that prayer, even that 20 minutes of prayer, a lot of times won't be good and fruitful, devoted prayer because their heart's not there because they're just not feeling it. That's my point here, is that a relationship is built and it's defined in diversity. I meant adversity. I'm sorry, but yeah, a relationship is defined in adversity. In diverse situations, I guess you would say, but I meant to say adversity. I want to read this from the Bible. This is from John 10, and I'm going to start at verse 11. I am the good shepherd. A good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. A hired man who is not a shepherd and whose sheep are not his own sees a wolf coming and leaves the sheep and runs away. The wolf catches and scatters them. This is because he works for pay and no concern for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know mine, and mine know me. So that's John 10, starting with verse 11. And the point I really want to, for this instance, I want to point out is the part where it says the hired shepherd sees the wolf and leaves the sheep and runs away. And that's because he works for pay and has no concern for the sheep. But the good shepherd, on the other hand, knows his sheep and his sheep know him, and he stays and he lays down his life. See, in this adverse moment, in this time of danger, in this time of need for the sheep, the hired man, he leaves because he doesn't have his heart devoted. He doesn't have the discipline to stay, the love for the sheep to stay, but the good shepherd does. And if you haven't put it together, the good shepherd is the Lord. The hired shepherd is you, me, those mentors in our life that have left us when it's hard, the people in power that have fallen because they're sinners just like us. But we always have the Lord to rely on. And the Lord should always have us to rely on. We should be there for Him just as He is for us. And if we are there for Him, if He's for us, which He always is, if you go to the verse before, John 10:10, I bet all you guys have known this. A thief comes only to steal and slaughter and destroy. I come so that they might have life and have it more abundantly. Right as it says that, right as it says, I have come to have life and have it more abundantly, he goes into the Good Shepherd. So this is how you have life. You have life by giving your life. It's a paradox. But yet again, what isn't a paradox in the Catholic faith? God's a paradox. The crucifixion's a paradox. Eucharist, reconciliation, everything, practically everything in the Catholic faith is a paradox. And this is another one. Another beautiful paradox. If you lay your life down, if you devote yourself to the Lord and to love, you will have life and you'll have it to it abundantly. And that's part of the reason I haven't been doing a lot of these vlogs because I haven't felt it in prayer. I haven't been receiving as much as I could, as I haven't passed. I haven't been feeling it, to say it. And in my weak spirit, I slowed down my prayer and I stopped giving to the Lord. I stopped trusting Him in that way. But after I get slapped in the head a few times by myself, by the Lord, by priest, it's like amidst that darkness, amidst the hardship, that adversity, that's when the relationship is defined. That hired shepherd, he could have been a good shepherd, or just another hired shepherd that leaves when it gets hard. And at that adverse moment, that's where the relationship is defined. So it's a question for myself, and it's a question for you. Which shepherd are you going to be? Are you going to be the hired servant that leaves when you see the wolf? Or are you going to be the good shepherd that stays? And maybe there's a third option. The Lord didn't put it in here. He didn't. The Holy Spirit didn't empower John to put it in here. But maybe the third option is you be the hired servant that starts to run, but then gets his wits about him and turns around and goes for that wolf head on to join up with the good shepherd. The good shepherd's there and you come back and you help the good shepherd. That's our mission. Our mission is to stay by his side, to give our life, and to give it abundantly. Because if we give it abundantly, he'll give it back abundantly. And for all those college students, or high school students even, or adults that they have this schedule, they have this routine that they do every day in college or in high school or in work, and you go to prayer and you go to mass and you do all these good things and you're having a great time, you're being good, you're being disciplined. That's pretty easy because it's a habit. But once you get home for summer, for breaks, for a long weekend, even for one day off, are you still going to prayer? Are you still going to mass? Are you still doing these things that you should be to love the Lord and to serve Him? I know a lot of times I don't, and I know a lot of times I try and just, it's not there. And I was in confession today, and the priest's like, you can do all these things, but you need the discipline. It's one thing to do it when you have a routine, but when that routine's thrown out, when you can't do that routine, that's where it really matters. That's where the rubber hits the road. So, what's it gonna be? You're gonna stick to your guns? You're gonna stick by the Lord when it's hard, when it's easy? Because that's what He wants. He desires that so badly for you. Ask for that desire. Ask for that grace. The Holy Spirit's there just waiting to help. So just ask for it. I'm just gonna leave you with this. This is the second half of the first reading from today at Mass. Excuse me. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, virtue with knowledge, knowledge with self-control, self-control with endurance, endurance with devotion, devotion with mutual affection, mutual affection with love. That's where we are. We're gonna do these things. One thing leads to another. One thing leads to another, and then we reach that ultimate goal, which is love, union with the divine love, which is God. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, even if I haven't done one for 2 months, 3 months. I don't even know. But you know what? The Lord wants me to do this, and the Lord wants you to do something. That's to love. Oh. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, virtue with knowledge, knowledge with self-control, self-control with endurance, endurance with devotion, devotion with mutual affection, mutual affection with love. That's where we are. We're gonna do these things. One thing leads to another. One thing leads to another, and then we reach that ultimate goal, which is love. Union with the divine love, which is God. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, even if I haven't done one for 2 months. 3 months, I don't even know. But you know what? The Lord wants me to do this, and the Lord wants you to do something. That's to love.